Good morning. I'm out for my walk. I'm doing a really fun walk. I'm walking from the Ticket and Transportation Center, which, if you don't know, that's at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. And I'm gonna walk around the Polynesian, Grand Floridian, and around to the Contemporary. And I think that'll give me my steps I need for the day. But if not, I'll walk back around. If that is enough steps, I'll take the monorail back. But I wanted to bring you guys along because I've moved. I moved here to Florida. I now live, I don't know, like maybe a mile from where I am right now. It takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to drive over here. And I've had a bunch of epiphanies and I'm feeling great, which might mean I'm going hyper. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm doing some things right. And I want to share. I see my walkway. It's right through there. That's where I'm headed. But I'm gonna stop and start my step counter. I wanna see how many steps is it exactly from this point, which is at the TTC, around to the Contemporary, because I plan to do this walk a lot and I don't wanna have to track it every time. I wanna just know if it's the right amount of steps. Okay. Start. All right, let's go. I have my watch off my wrist, by the way, because I am wearing my Fitbit on my ankle today. Because I'm worried that holding the camera is gonna keep my steps from counting, and you know we cannot have that. What's worse than when you go out for a walk and your steps aren't counted properly? I mean, it's like, or you forget your Fitbit, God forbid, or it's not charged. Big problems. So I'm wearing it on my ankle so that we can get all of our steps. Ferry boat. First stop, the beautiful Polynesian Village Resort. When I walk at home at our new house, you can hear the music from the Magic Kingdom. Sometimes you can hear the ferry, you can hear the Liberty Bell, like horn, I guess it's called. And oh my God, do I love it. You don't even need headphones. The ambiance of the parks are right there in our neighborhood. Look at this resort. Isn't it gorgeous? Moving, you know, is a big stinking deal. And this is actually the first time as an adult. I mean, as a college kid, I moved to a new state, but this is the first time I've ever moved to a new state as an adult with kids. Whew, it is no joke. I thought for sure I was gonna have a flare up, but I didn't, and I'm shocked. And I think the reason I didn't is that I have been kind of, I don't know if I want to say regimented. I feel like that's not the right word because I've been enjoying it, but I've been really, really dedicated, there we go, to getting my steps, really working out, moving my body. I have been eating terribly, so it's not that I've been eating right, but I think the movement has saved me from going into a full-on flare-up. In fact, jinx, knock wood, I don't want to get one, but I have not had a flare-up in several months. So I'm feeling really good about that. I've told you guys before that I am a Disney fanatic. I'm one of those people. I'm a full-on Disney adult. I mean, I have kids too, but I was a Disney person well before I ever had kids. And so the ability to move here and just do this on a regular old Wednesday is pretty much a dream come true. And one of the things that has kind of dawned on me is that whenever I really go for it and dream bigger and do bigger, things work out better. And so I'm really committed. That's been one of the epiphanies, is like, I want to commit to doing bigger, even more, believing even bigger. The castle is going to be right over here, so let's take a castle break. Well, let's see. I'm messing up my pace right now and I don't even care. Look at that castle. This is the path I'm walking. Right along here. It just leads, here's the Polynesian. It just leads right around the Grand Floridian, and then it's going to lead right around to the Magic Kingdom and right around to the Contemporary, which is right around that corner. If you're new here, welcome. I am Dee, and yeah, I have thyroid disease. I've lost over 100 pounds, and I felt really alone during that, and I kind of created this channel just so other people don't have to feel alone, so I can share my story, and so that all of us can form a community together. Whoa, construction. Yeah, but if you're into that and you want to join our community, please do consider subscribing. Definitely like the video so other people can find it. I appreciate that. Oh, and there's the Contemporary right there, that kind of triangular type building. That's going to be our final spot. You know, when you have to move, it makes you find all new everything, which is really, really tough when you have thyroid disease, because I'm having to find a new endocrinologist, trying to look for basically all my healthcare providers. And it brought up something huge, a huge learning experience for me. I really think that even though I'm 43 years old, I've lost 100 pounds, I've had thyroid disease and celiac pretty much my entire adult life, you would think I have been taking ownership of my health. But I have to say, I truly believe this might be the first time I've ever taken full ownership of my health. And I think the reason for that, after giving it so much thought and having this epiphany, is that I've kind of, because of my thyroid disease, my health, I've told y'all before, has felt completely outside of my own control. I can be doing all the right things and things go haywire. Sometimes I'm not doing the right things at all, and I feel my best. So it feels like this thing that's outside of myself. And then also, the second part of that is, I think I've been looking for doctors or pills or something that will just make this all better. And this is probably the first time in my life that I've really, really, really like accepted and realized way, way, way down deep at my cellular level, there's no rescue coming. It's up to me. It's up to my choices. And when I'm having those bad days, even when I'm doing everything right, that's when it's up to me to really, really have my mental health and my kind of emotional house in order. And I own every bit of that. It's hard because I don't feel like I'm responsible for it, meaning it feels outside of my control. So it's not completely within my responsibility, but it's 100% in my ownership. So you guys know that butterflies are the symbol of the thyroid, because it's a butterfly-shaped gland, and a gland that basically controls your entire body, your metabolism. Basically, it's kind of the epicenter and the engine of your body, and it looks like a butterfly. And I'll tell you what, Florida is so full of butterflies. I see them everywhere I go. And it's just not something I noticed when I lived in North Carolina. Maybe they're there and I just didn't notice because my eyes weren't open to it. But now I see butterflies everywhere. In our backyard, when we're just sitting there hanging out by the pool or whatever, there's just butterflies everywhere. I love it. Every single time I see it, I think of you guys. I think of our community. I think of my strength. I think of your strength. I love it. Oh, it's hot. It's about, oh God, it's not quite 90 degrees. It's headed towards about 96. Not the hottest day we've had by any means. I'm wearing my long sleeves. I'll tell you one thing about living in Florida with hypothyroidism. You don't ever have to be cold. What a joy. What a joy that is. We made it. All right, so the pathway to the Contemporary is right over there. We're gonna continue that way. I'm debating, do I wanna stop and just say hi to the castle real quick?
Just scan your finger, scan your finger.
You know I had to. That was fun. But now I'm gonna restart our little timer. Back on the path. That was so cute. For obvious reasons, I don't want to film other people that I don't know, but oh my gosh. Seeing the little kids like waving at Mickey and Minnie and being around people who are on vacation Like living in Orlando, my whole like experience so far for the last couple months we've been here is it's like you're around people who are on vacation all the time, and it gives me a feeling like I'm on vacation. It's just like their energy, just I soak it in and I love it. So the not so great things that have been going on since I moved. I haven't weighed, and I've been making an intentional choice to not weigh, but I can tell from my clothes and just from the general way I look that I've probably put on maybe 10, 15 more pounds. And I was already like 10 or 15 over my lowest weight. So I feel like my weight is doing that thing, that creep up thing. I haven't been eating great, but I haven't been eating poorly. It's just I haven't been intentional. That's the best way to describe it. I haven't been doing anything that bad, but I just have not been intentional with my eating at all. And I don't care. Oh my God, I don't care. I gotta start caring again and make that a priority. And I will say that typically when I start gaining weight like this, I'm hypo or I'm hyper, and I don't have that hypo feeling. I don't have that like exhausted feeling. I have a little bit of that like, how much more can I get done today kind of feeling, which makes me a little worried that I might be going hyper. Of course, it's also possible that I'm just doing really well. I hate to be that type of person, but y'all know when you have thyroid disease, it's hard to believe when you're just feeling good. You're like, well, what's wrong? There must be something. It's just so unusual. I am very happy. I'm experiencing a ton of joy in my everyday life. So maybe that's it. My mental health is the best perhaps it's ever been. But I want to watch it. I do know the difference between joy and hyperthyroidism. I've had thyroid storm before where I went super hyper and I was very, very ill. So I don't mean to make light of it at all. And I always gain weight when I'm hyper. I don't know this, thing about losing weight when you're hyper. Don't know her. I've never experienced that. But do you know that feeling when you're just first going hyper and you have that like very energetic burst? And it's new because when you were hypo, you were so lethargic. And so in a way, it's kind of like a weird relief until then it gets out of hand and you feel terrible again on the hyper side. I just want to make sure I'm not going into that. So I got to find a new doctor ASAP, and I will definitely document that journey because it's going to be one. I think it's going to be pretty tricky. It just does not get old. It never gets old. My gosh, I am red. I do that. My face gets red. I'm fine. I'm not in any kind of distress. In case you're curious, just under 2 miles from the TTC to here, I'm at the door of the Contemporary, to the Magic Kingdom was 1.52. So, 2 miles. I guess that's what this move has really taught me, is like, pause for monorail. Just that piece about taking ownership has been so huge for me, because what it means is being completely intentional all the time, knowing that there's not like the next doctor, the functional medicine doctor, or the next endocrinologist, the next miracle thing coming around. I've been waiting on this miracle that is not coming, and what this move has really taught me is like, I can create these miracles with my choices. Whoa, it feels like so obvious, but I honestly have not really connected that dot. It's like the impact of my choices, my teeny tiny little choices all throughout. Not the big stuff. It's the tiny little things. It's the everyday consistent habits. And so I'm really putting everything I do under a microscope and thinking about how I can bring more joy into my life, how I can be more intentional with my health, and really say, like, my new mantra is like, I can take care of me. And how can I do that every day? I can take care of me. I don't need a new doctor. I don't need a pill. I don't need any of those things, even though, I'm still taking my medicine. Don't get me wrong. But it's not a miracle. It's not going to do the work for me. I have to do the work. And I'm excited to do the work. So I'm about 1,000 steps short of what I need. So I'm going to walk around the hotel, get those, and then get back on the monorail. What a fun day. Thank you for joining me on this little walk. I hope that you are having health and wealth and abundance in your life. Just know that you are not alone. Those of us that suffer with chronic illness and disease that you can't see by looking at us sometimes don't get the support that we need. Sometimes it's hard for us to ask for the support we need. And I guess I just want you to know you're never alone in that. And if I can do anything to help you at all, let me know. I'm wishing you so much joy in your life. And until the next one, be well.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning